Hey man, let's watch a controversial video, right?
This man doesn't know who Brett Kavanaugh is. And who the hell let you back on this camera?
What?
You've all heard of rape culture.
And rape culture is not okay. Rape culture on college campuses. An example of rape culture.
March to end rape culture.
Rape culture on all college campuses.
I find it kind of weird. Nobody goes to school, hey man, I hope I rape somebody today. It's not like that. It's not a culture. It's more an opportunistic moment. I get it, but there's no culture.
Now, trigger warning, for those of you particularly frustrated by entirely anecdotal evidence in the face of empirical data, this episode may prove uniquely difficult to watch.
Literally, I'm shaking because you know how triggering this is?
Probably like 1 in 15 women.
Okay, where do you get that from?
That's just from people that I know. I know a lot of people on this campus.
Before I even got started, people were ready for a discussion.
Hey everyone, this idiot ass.
Or that.
How are you?
My name is Daisy and I've been raped.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so are you really going to sit on my campus and tell me that rape culture is a myth today?
Yes.
I just feel like I need to change your mind because...
Why?
Have you ever been raped?
I've not been raped.
Well, then I mean, could I change your mind by saying I've been raped and a good majority of my friends have been raped? So.
No, that wouldn't be a convincing argument. I am very sorry. No. No, I think the
You think rape culture is a myth?
How can be that convincing? You can tell me you like pizza. That doesn't convince me I like pizza. It's a very simple thing. I can empathize with you. I can understand you find the pizza delicious, but that doesn't mean I can justify it as true. And even if you say you got raped, a bunch of people that say that is more in a specific approach.
Yes.
Why? Tell me why.
Well, would you like to sit down?
I don't generally consider myself an idiot asshole, but just for her sake, I'll play one on TV. This time I allowed her to...
Yeah, he wants to talk to her, so he actually said yes. It was like, what? You actually agree with that? And he is, oh yeah, content.
assume that I know nothing so that she could teach me.
Thank you.
Oh, you gotta record it for the moral point.
What's your name?
Macy?
Macy. Nice to meet you, Macy.
Nice to meet you.
So you just yelled this idiot is on campus. And
Did.
So do you first? I want to. You're obviously aware of what we've done here.
I'm
what
aware.
Yeah, rape culture. I guess we need to define. How do you define rape culture first?
I define rape culture as an area, a general area where people think that they can take advantage of other people due to certain situations, which sometimes include like places like college campuses where there's a big congregate of people drinking and they're not sure where the level of consent is.
Okay. So would it be fair to characterize rape culture as something, certainly as it's been, I guess, sort of described in academic circles, the idea of societal or a patriarchal society where rape is either encouraged or tolerated?
Like what? It doesn't have to be a male that rapes a female. Like it
Sure.
can be either way, but...
Okay.
Well, what's your question?
Well, that's the idea of rape culture. The idea that rape is, and you sort of echoed that. I want to make sure we both agree to start with, that it's a society or a culture at large where rape is either promoted, encouraged, or tolerated.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't agree.
Can you tell me why?
Statistically, it doesn't bear out. We charge rapists. We put them in jail. Rape is a very rare crime, and I don't believe that we live in a culture that supports or condones rape or tolerates it.
But what about the fact that so many rapists don't go to jail? I know plenty of people. I've reported my rapist. He didn't go to jail. Many of my friends have reported their rapists. They didn't go to jail. Like, I actually literally...
That is actually a lie. That's a lie. I know this American dude went to school, was trying to have fun with this girl, but while having fun with this girl, she wanted to invite another girl. This new invitation of another girl was a transgender woman. He didn't agree with it. Transgender woman got offended, so the girl decided to gain the moral points back to prove that she is with the LGBTQ and told the school his guy that he was trying to sleep with the transgender woman that was never mentioned in the report, said he raped me. And then he was kicked out of the school, had a bunch of issue. His father had to come help him. The guy is suffering depression. Right now, you can just say, that baby raped me. They will send the baby to prison. Of course, that's a joke. But they will take it super seriously. Because right now in Spain, yes means yes. You can be hot, showing your boobs and everything. But if you don't say yes, and nobody sees that, I'm done. I will go to prison. There's a new law came out. Yes means yes.
Don't know of people my age, anybody who's gone to jail, who has been apprehended. There are boys on this campus. I've been sexually assaulted by a boy on this campus who walks around and goes to class every single day.
I'm being sexually assaulted almost on a daily basis by a woman, but nobody cares what they say. In discos, do you know how many ladies just grab my balls and grab my ass? And when I'm like, yo, what are you doing? They're like, yeah, be a man. As if I'm supposed to be, well, I don't know, man.
So how is that
really clear? First off,
apprehension?
well, there's anecdotal, right, and then there's the empirical data.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get away from me speaking for all men or people who are sort of right-leaning, and you speaking for all women or sort of advocates of a more progressive worldview. You might need to adjust your phone. I think someone's calling it. It slipped down there. I want to make sure you get a good shot.
Thank you.
You went from
Look how happy she is. Like, oh, thank you. You know, my moral points is so important.
me to sexual assault.
Yes.
First off, I think, again, it's very important that we define the terms. There's a delineation between the two. Would we agree?
Yeah, but would you say that, like, sexual assault isn't, like, a part of rape?
No, sexual assault is a part of rape, but someone can commit some kind of sexual assault or sexual harassment and it not be rape. So I'm probably pretty sure you don't want to get into your personal experience on camera. If you do, we can. But again, it goes back to the question, this idea that we support or we tolerate or we encourage rape, or that it's occurring in numbers that are out of the ordinary.
As I said, it's an opportunistic thing. You're not going like, hey, I'm going to get raped. No, you're just going to have fun, and if somebody seems to be in a direction that you find interesting, you hang out with that person because you hope you both want to kiss or whatever. But sometimes you might see an opportunity, which is stupid, but I know certain people think like that because they don't get anything or they kind of normalized it, and that's bad. But nobody goes with that mindset. I never went into a group in my life, hey man, we're gonna go in and go this drug. I'm gonna bunker if she doesn't even remember what's happening. Nobody is thinking like that.
Other crimes, rapists are convicted at about the same rate as armed robbers, for example. We have an armed robbery culture. Rape is a horrible, terrible, heinous crime.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that, like, rape culture, like, I'm honestly not talking about empirical data at all, and I don't think we should look at it as empirical data because...
Also, suddenly this we can look as anecdotal, but how we survived specific things in this pandemic situation, we're not allowed to talk about anecdotal stuff. Very, very interesting. Imagine if we silence all these people that want to talk about the anecdotal experience, and I tell everybody, well, it doesn't really exist. We only follow statistic, but we don't want to hear your anecdotal experience. Amen. Yeah. I can just go all day with this.
Sorry, what do you mean uniform crime?
Do you know, like, uniform crime reports and how that works?
You mean several times going into one report?
No, it's like where the police report to the FBI specific crimes that occur, but they are, like, sometimes they don't report everything, and that's how, like, that's the problem. No, sometimes they just don't, because sometimes it looks better on their area. And so statistics can't always tell you exactly what happens. And then there's other forms of, like, methods, like the NCVS, they
Look at how she tries to talk intelligent. It's like, I need to pick a few stories here and there, put them together, and hopefully he will say something, and I will take that to lead the conversation in the right direction. When you meet people like this, the best thing you can do is shut up. They will destroy themselves.
Interview victims, like one-on-one, or there's, like, self-reporting, and that shows that we're missing a lot of data that the police just haven't reported to the FBI. So I don't think you can base all of this on empirical data when...
Well, I think we can, but what would you base it on? Because you referred to me as an idiot that rape culture is a myth. Yeah, I'm basing it on data.
I saw you in your male privilege too, so... Yeah, I do. And
wow.
My brother and I were actually just talking about you yesterday. Like,
Well, I'm glad I'm not your brother, 100%.
Yeah, you're really something. I'm I don't know how you ended up back on this campus because you turned into a meme. Do you know
Free speech? Why can't we have free speech? Dude, miss, whatever you want to identify though.
that you're a meme
Yeah.
on Twitter? Yeah. So I don't know how you have the audacity to like come back on our campus and say that rape culture is a myth, because that's personally offensive to a lot of people I know, actually. And so,
Yeah.
especially like the audacity to come here and
You have to
really
come here and speak the truth. I have the
and
audacity
speak the
always to-
truth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what? How about somebody rapes you and then you come and tell me that rape culture is a myth?
That has nothing to do with what we're
What?
talking about.
How does that have nothing to do with what we're talking about? And I
talking
sit here and told you how empirical data is bullshit because of
I
UCR crime
I
reports.
don't agree.
Have you didn't even know what a UCR
If I talked about the pandemic, how my grandma passed away by taking a specific thing in their body, and I reacted like that, that empirical data is good, but I cannot be emotional. You see, it's like I can be a victim and empowered, but I will choose when I will take that category depending on the conversation.
crime report
Hold on a
is?
second,
Do you
I
even
didn't-
know what NCVS stands for? You tell me
Okay,
that.
so let's go through statistics.
Okay.
How often do you believe rape occurs? Because again, a rape culture, we both agree.
Often.
How
See,
often?
I cannot tell you the exact number because as I've
Generally.
repeated to you multiple times that like UCR crime reports are simply not accurate, and there are other like methods, and it is proven that those are not accurate. We do not have all of those numbers.
And what I find funny, especially in Europe, somebody can grape you. Yeah, grape you. But if you defend yourself when they stop or try to escape, they consider it, hey man, we're going to send you to prison too. Because we need to understand that person a little better, because he stopped. He sympathized with you that he might be funky your wife, but when he saw you, he lifted his hands up. So you are not allowed to shoot him anymore. You know? It's kind of weird. And I'm really surprised sometimes that women actually defend that by saying, yeah, you can't do that because violence is bad. I'm like, why are you so passionate about the grape culture, but you're not so passionate to force people, scare people to stop? And they're like, well, we don't want vigilantes. Well, vigilantes is not going after women usually. Usually they go after men. So I kind of find it weird how you puzzle your life.
We have quite a bit. We have from the FBI, we have from the DOJ.
Yeah, but do you know where the
Yeah, from the-
FBI gets
from the
those? Is those
CDC.
UCR reports that you didn't
No,
know
no, not
existed.
entirely, not
Let the
entirely.
record show he didn't know what a UCR crime report is. I learned that in my intro to criminal justice
So how often
class.
do you think?
Oh, progressive class.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh?
For you to say that it's idiotic to not believe that there's a rape culture, again, when we both agree
You don't
on,
think there's rape culture. You just don't believe that.
I think there's an interrupting culture right now.
An interrupting culture.
Yeah,
Can you
I
define
think
that for me?
You keep interrupting me.
I said, can you define that for me?
Yeah, you keep interrupting me. so I
Okay,
think it's an
okay, go
interrupting
off,
culture.
go off.
Yeah, so let me finish here. So for me to be so idiotic as to not believe
Uh-huh.
in rape culture, which we both agree
Uh-huh.
with the idea that rape is perpetuated, encouraged, or tolerated in a society, you would need to present some kind of data, anything. I know you think empirical data is bullshit, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
Some kind of evidence to support your premise that rape is tolerated or encouraged in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, it is tolerated. I mean, have you seen, like, Brett Kavanaugh? Are you familiar with that situation right now? Like,
A girl can just walk down the street, says, this guy raped me, and people will investigate my life, my Facebook, my everything. Even if I haven't lived so long in Spain, they're like, what? You have a pee-pee? Let's go.
Not at all. Enlighten me.
you don't know who Brett Kavanaugh is. This man doesn't know who Brett Kavanaugh is.
No,
And
I-
he's gonna sit here and tell me that rape culture is a myth. He is currently, Donald Trump is trying to appoint him to the Supreme Court. And the fact that you don't know that shows me that you don't actually really know what's going on in society, because
Yeah.
that is a really big deal, and that is the Supreme Court
Well,
is the highest
let's
level.
assume that I don't know who he is. Let's
Okay.
Explain it to me. Why is that
So-
important to improving the idea of rape culture?
So he is currently, he is under fire for some sexual assault allegations, and that he, like, supposedly, we're not 100% sure, but he allegedly raped women when he was younger, and he, in front of a trial, was saying that, like, they found his
This happened in front of a
yearbook.
trial.
This is not a trial,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's in front of not Supreme Court justice. It's
You know what's funny? You know how frustrating it is as a guy when we have guy talk and somebody says, but you did kiss the girl, and you have to tell them, no, I did not kiss the girl. She's ugly. And they're like, no, I saw you kiss the girl. Rah, 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 rah. And you're like, dude, I did not kiss the girl. And it's like a joke that guys sometimes do, especially when a guy supposedly kiss somebody no guy would want to kiss, or something stupid. You get my point. Now imagine if it's grape. Do you know how frustrating it is when you have to defend yourself for something that you never did? It's really weird that there is a grape culture, and most men would never want to be in that situation. We all know the stigma. Man, it's such a negative term that you're just throwing everywhere. And the fact that you're throwing it so much makes it so that nobody believes you anymore, and they see you as an idiot. They can only feel empowered in their circle until a man arrives.
In front of senators, important people, and as they ask him these questions, they pull out his yearbook and they find terms like Devil's Triangle, which, if you don't know what that means, that's
No idea.
2 males and a female, and that's 2 males ganging up on a female. It is
Sounds
like
terrible.
it refers to rape, and so he's out here, and that's who they're trying to appoint.
And this man is Brett Kavanaugh?
Brett Kavanaugh, sir. And so the fact that
Sir.
somebody this important that is going to be on the Supreme Court, which at this point I'm unsure of like what you know about the government, but
Yeah.
that is the highest position that you can acquire, and so
The Supreme Court
a
Justice.
Supreme Court justice.
It's high up there.
It's high up there,
No, I
buddy.
appreciate it, yeah.
So the fact that a rapist is probably going to
A rapist?
still be appointed.
Is he a rapist? Because you said
He's
what
under
percentage-
FBI.
Yeah, see, they can define something before a court of law decide that. I mean, you can say it personally, but you can't just go demonizing, because by that, I can just say, you know what? This woman is preaching misandry. Without proof, demonizing men, just like Netflix, they should call it misandry flicks, because all the men die. All the heroes are women.
But it's a biased one because it is from the Republican side, which they want him appointed. So
So, I'd like to get back to Brett Kavanaugh, because it seems like this is a big case. But again, that would be an anecdotal story. Again, how does that prove the statistic that rape is encouraged or committed at large in the United States and condoned?
Yeah.
you're telling me that, like, if the highest, the Supreme Court, if we're going to appoint somebody who participates in a devil's triangle
Yeah.
and refers to it as a devil's triangle, you're telling me that that's not the standard of what is good and what is right?
So, can I answer your question?
Yeah, you can answer
Sure.
my question.
So if I'm to answer the question on Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Ford, or any of the other allegations coming forward from Michael Avenatti, who represents actually the other lady who accused him of gang rape as well.
Oh, he came with the facts. It's just like, oh, so you do know your material. You were just trolling me. Very good. Sometimes you do have to do that. Make them talk a little to see how they hate you, call you stupid and everything. And then she's like, okay. I have to be, whew.
That's separate again from the evidence. It's about 1 in 1,900 women are raped in the United States according to the FBI. It's about 1 in 1,000 for college students. You include all sexual assault according to the Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice, about 1 in 52 of all sex. That includes, playing grab ass.
Ooh.
With Brett Kavanaugh, it's interesting that you mentioned a percentage. What evidence has been presented? Place.
It's a bunch of.
Place.
What do you mean by place?
Where did it happen?
Where did it happen? I don't freaking know. I wasn't at his
Okay.
high school.
When?
It was back when he was in high school, like lower age.
General.
Yeah,
Okay.
general.
Who?
It's these. If you're familiar with Miss Ford, she has come forward, and then I believe 1 or 2 other women have come forward and said this, but Ford is definitely the.
No, she brought forward
Forerunner.
witnesses, all of whom could not corroborate her story somewhat. They outright refuted it.
I mean, like this woman
again,
is
my
willing
standard-
to. She's actually willing to undergo intense FBI investigations. She has had no resistance.
We don't care if they went to extensive FBI investigation or whatever. The point is, if you come with a story, you should be able to tell your story 2 or 3 times consistently. And if it was a grape, something that you're going to remember for a very long time, and it's a very bad thing, you should be able to do it. But most of these people in powerful positions trying to devalue a bigger person, they can't do that.
To that, but he has actually denied over and over. He keeps saying he doesn't want it, and now they're giving him like a little special FBI investigation. I think this is something you should
None of
look
what you
into
said
personally.
none of what you just said is correct.
Mm.
Does the word hubris mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Thank
The
you.
fact that did you really think that I didn't know who Brett Kavanaugh was?
I really didn't. Honestly, at this point, like I'm unsure what you actually know.
Right. Yeah. the whole reason was I was hoping for you to sit down, and you see now, if you go back, every single thing I told you I didn't know, because I wanted you to explain to me. You've explained nothing. You presented no evidence or data. The only time you've addressed evidence or data is saying that it's bullshit, to use your words, and it doesn't matter. The amount of rapes matter. The conviction rates matter. What we do with
Oh, she's exploding. She's exploding. Because she thought, I'm gonna reprogram, re-educate this man because I know my information. And everybody's like, ooh, look at her. She's talking like a boss. But what's the evidence?
Rapist matters. And when you come out and you say we live in a rape culture, and you compare Dr. Christine Ford's allegations, let's say we have no idea whether they're true or not. Zero evidence whatsoever from 35 years ago. You can't run an investigation about who, what, when, where, or why. We have none of it. To then use that as a springboard to say that we live in a rape culture, I think is intellectually disingenuous. And I think it does a great disservice to people who've actually been a victim of a horrible crime.
Yeah, I'm aware because I've been a victim to that crime, and as you say, like, you have...
Ah, but you're the victim. Okay, lady, it's okay. We know you're a victim, okay? But that can't be always your defense when we're talking about specific statistics.
And you know, like you said, you didn't know what a uniform crime report is, and so maybe if you...
I also said I didn't know who Brett Kavanaugh was.
So, I mean, maybe you do know what that is, so then how can you sit here and tell me that...
How can you sit here...
That this is all, like, these statistics are all 100% correct.
No.
And who the hell let you back on this campus?
Oh, back... When you give them a platform, they calm down. When you tell them, hey, you didn't jump on the platform. I just told you I didn't know what you're talking about. So now you are educating me. So you felt like you're on the platform. So this is all feelings. I'm not saying that she has not been raped, which is very bad. But you can't be that confident with rape and talking, and suddenly it's like, well, I do believe you in a way, but you're not the majority. Not everybody on the campus has been raped, so you can identify with them. They're all with the feelings. And most of the people that say they're grape, they talk about stupid stuff like sexual grape. I'm like, hey, that's not grape. What's wrong with you? There's people telling, yeah, you grape me with your eye. I have one eye. Is this like half rape? It's ape? I don't know, man.
It's a public sidewalk.
So nobody invited you here? Officers, if nobody invited him here, can we ask him to leave this campus? Is this being handled?
He's on the sidewalk. What's wrong with you? Because now she looks so stupid in front of everybody, thinking she was in a powerful position. But she realized, damn, everybody just sees a person screaming without freaking evidence that thought she was on a pedestal, but she ain't not. Uh-oh.
You're a hero!
I don't have to sound the fact, but I'll put it. Wah, 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 wah. I feel bad for her. I mean, if it's true that she was great, I can understand. But the way people project information is so wrong.
Who the f*** said that? Raise your hand! Raise your hand if you're so f***ing proud of it!
Whoa. What happened?
Raise your hand! Is this being handled? You're a hero? Who the f*** said that? Raise your hand! Raise your hand if you're so f***ing proud of it! Have you ever been raped? No. Don't say f***. Then shut the f*** up!
Let me ask you this. Have you ever had your house under threat with a bomb threat? You ever had the FBI at your house have to actually circle your house and have armed guards? So the point is, we all have individual experiences, but that does not change the fact of the matter that we do not encourage a rape culture in the United States. Rape is a horrible crime. Let's use Brett Kavanaugh as an example because you brought him up. This is really important. First off, what happened to you, I have no...
Moral points. I'm doing best. Thanks for the thumbs up, yeah.
I don't know the story. I don't want you to get into personal details if you're uncomfortable. Horrible, terrible. If that happened, I can't say that it has because I'm not allowed to.
Oh, yeah, of course. It probably hasn't.
Well,
so.
No, legally I can't accuse a man of something if he has not been convicted of a crime. I believe you, though. I believe you.
That's why we say alleged. Alleged. But for some odd reason, progressive people never say alleged. Never.
Well, you're such a good person.
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, you too.
But a good example was Brett Kavanaugh. If Brett Kavanaugh did all of the things that he accused them of, for example, a triangle, gang rape, if he raped people, cocked his head back and left, I say that castrate him and give him life. But if it's not true, I feel probably worse for him than any man I can think of in recent memory. The only difference between the two is castrate the man versus empathy is the truth. And I think with all of these arguments,
But
with
so
all
you're
these
just saying
conversations,
this. You
we're
don't have
trying
the
to
evidence
seek- We're
either.
trying to seek the truth. I do
Yeah,
have
but like
some
we don't have the truth, so how can you just say that?
Because you're already calling him a rapist before the truth is real. That's the problem. That's what we're saying. Empathy or castrate. I agree with you. But the problem is you're already calling him a rapist.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That would be awesome. But like, why is he allowed on our campus if this isn't even like an organized event? No, I am not part of this event.
You're free to go anytime. You don't have to.
Yeah, I know, but if he's gonna sit here and say that rape culture is a myth, then somebody needs to sit here and say,
We're going to deal with that. But you're not helping the situation by adding to it. So adding him, no,
I added to it. I added to rape culture.
Yes, you're adding. You're adding. Because if it's true, what you're saying that happened to you, the image that you're projecting for the people that also got raped, everybody's going to think you're just an emotional wreck. It's not not that you can't be emotional, but you're already calling a person that supposedly without evidence that they're investigating is a rapist. That's the problem.
By getting
Offer
raped.
up whatever you need us to do.
You're not
I
mad?
understand.
So if I called you and said somebody raped me, you wouldn't be mad?
But that's not
You
what's
just
happening.
twisted my words and I didn't say that.
Strawmanning the conversation.
We
My
want to
name's
work with you.
Buckland, and I did not say I didn't have that.
I've been raped on your campus, sir.
Well, you're touching now a rapist, so because he's a man, right? So, I'm not sure what's wrong because if if you have been raped, I don't think you want to be close to any man. But who knows?
And I'm sorry for that. Should we get
Still holding the
No,
hands.
sir, he's still walking around on this campus.
Oh,
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some order here, and if you're not willing to have to be a part of this, then you're free to leave. Okay?
Well, if no one else is going to stand up for it, then I'm going to stand up for it.
Then you're okay staying here. I just want to make sure he's not doing anything to you, harming me.
No, I'm not.
All right.
So we can continue the conversation if you like, or anyone else. Let's move forward.
I actually have class to get to, but
Okay.
you know what? I hope you enjoy this, and I hope that you never get raped because it's horrible. And rape culture exists, and you're telling me 1 in 1,000? I can tell you that's bullshit.
1 in 1,900.
Do you see 1,900 people standing here? I can guarantee you, multiple people right here have been raped, and this is not 1,900 people.
you don't even know most of those people there.
So,
Okay, how can you guarantee?
Let me make sure my live stream is still on. I don't know, man. I don't want to laugh. But they are creating a situation that is so stupid. Really stupid. That I'm like, your logic does not make any sense. That makes the bad thing that happened to you funny. Because it's quite clear you can even represent in a proper way. If you really cared about something that happened to you, you have to try to be calm and say it correctly. But not emotionally that I'm afraid to make you angry and you're gonna explode. That is not healthy. We can't base laws on your emotion without proof.
Guarantee that.
and if anybody needs to CD because they've been raped, good luck because they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Oh my God.
Post it if you want. I introduced myself to this man, and this man is saying 1 in 1,900? 1,900? According to the FBI, 1 in 1,900 people have been raped. I can guarantee that I am not the only one standing here that's been raped. And we are not 1,900. So thank you. And thank you. And I hope you get the hell off our campus.
He's on a sidewalk. So as you can see, I'm not saying that I'm against with the whole culture thing. I can understand there are stupid people out there. Like something happened in Spain. There was like 4 guys at a very drunk party, like on the streets and everything. They found one girl at the bus stop. Gucci, whatever happened, they all had fun with her. That she supposedly also had fun with the 4 guys. And they recorded her. But when they were done, they left her on the floor and took her phone. And I agree, that's bad. And that's why they came with this law, this weird law that if she didn't say yes, even if she did agree, it's bad. It has to be the intention that she kissed you and everything. It has to be seen by her friends and everybody, the family, grandma, that only then, if she didn't say a yes, okay, it's okay. But it's called the yes means yes. That if she doesn't say yes, so a woman can be on you, removing your clothes. She didn't say yes. You have to be careful. That's how far things have gone right now. But what I find surprising though, if they investigated somebody that you say that has raped you, and it's in a process, I don't like when people are like, you know what, you're a rapist. I think that's wrong. And this girl is proof of the type of people that suddenly are narcissistic enough to come in powerful government position, pass these unique laws, and they mess up men. Do you know how many men I know that have been wrongfully convicted? Too many. Too many. But we don't even say it because they're like, who's gonna listen? Who's gonna listen? It's so bad. They might even call you gay. You're not a real man. Real men like anything. You give girls says what? If he doesn't want to give me funky, I will take it from him. Ladies say it online. Nobody says anything. Empowerment for women. When they want to be a victim, empowerment for women. Pick and choose, depending on the discussion. Anyway, I'm going to focus on content. It's a little more triggering. Make more waking up the people. Open your eye, even if you have one. Let me know if you guys like that. Like, share, hit the bell notification. Time to grow this YouTube channel, even if YouTube doesn't want to.